quick walkthrough of the village of Barranco transports you back decades. Without much economic activity, villagers largely depend on fishing, small-scale farming, and family remittances from abroad to sustain themselves. This once vibrant and colorful community feels forgotten.
Well, my first observation getting in was that the village proper needs a lot of help. In terms of development, the infrastructure is poor. There's clearly a need for more presence from the government and other government institutions.
Yet, this community is not poor in resources. Literally, in its own backyard, a multi-million-dollar industry is booming. Trees are being cut down and turned into logs. But these resources don't stay in the village, nor does the village benefit from the profits being extracted. In fact, Barranco residents say the village council is never consulted. They also claim that most of the local applications for logging permits are rejected, while those from the outside get approved. Recently, the village council called for a meeting with Minister Orlando Habet of the Ministry of Sustainable Development. Dr. Francis Arzu of the Barranco Village Council did not mince words.
I had mentioned to the minister, is it possible for the government of Belize to put legislation in place so that no logs leave the Toledo district, that what leaves the Toledo district is the finished product? You know how many people will get employed and how many people would benefit and how much money would stay in the Toledo district?
Last year, only 4 villagers received permits. It's not a new problem, and this is not the first time villagers are speaking out. In 2018, a group traveled to Belmopan to demonstrate against what they characterize as an injustice. Leslie Colon summed up the problem.
We look on this as an economic source for make we could develop ourselves.
That's true.
You know, because the government not reach out to we. You know, they don't try to provide ways and means how we could. So we try amongst ourselves as people to try to develop ourselves. We take lick for years, over 20 years now, then they lag way out and no benefit for the community. We say the community, they take lick if we roads bad. We, you know, as Mr. Fab mentioned, the wharf, them place them in a shambles, man. And we still not get nothing. The lags and they go out. We need for benefit.
But that public outcry didn't change much, and so now villagers hope that this latest meeting with Minister Orlando Habet will be the catalyst for change. Habet says the approach will indeed be different under his watch.
We have to look closely at the issue and area of sustainable development because we need to have everything done in a sustainable fashion, and forestry is one of them. Giving logging concessions is purely extraction. So the new policy of the forestry department now under my ministry is that there has to be some type of reforestation. And when logging concessions and permits are given, we have noticed that most of the benefits go out of the area where this logging happens, and very little, if any, stays in those communities. Point in case, Barranco. The request that they are making is that why take out the raw material, not give anything back, and from their point of view, even if they don't manage and get the entire use of the resource, at least getting something back, but something substantial. And the idea floated around, and I think it's a very good idea, that whichever company comes in to do the logging, why don't you build a sawmill there? Why don't you build a furniture factory there so that employment can happen within the same village where the extraction is taking place? And certainly my ministry, and I will be communicating with the department and bringing it to our cabinet so that we can see that favorably, so that we can assist villages like Barranco to get what they actually not only need, but what they deserve.
We just want that we be respected. We just want that we take ownership. We just want that we too here, the humble people of the village, be given the permission to log and be the ones who begin taking the forefront. Of course, keeping sustainability in mind.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.